The forbidden planet did not look buried by time. It looked buried by choice. File opened. Record unstable. Nothing is random. Tharuun-Mel was not on public maps, not anymore. Official records called it an empty archaeological zone. Military records called it unsafe. Old Eshkav records called it sacred. But the oldest files used only one warning. Do not open what was sealed below the third city. Esha Vunn ignored that warning. She was an Eshkav archaeologist, thin and sharp-eyed, with long, careful fingers and a habit of touching things everyone else was afraid to name. She did not come to Tharuun-Mel for treasure. She came because someone had tried too hard to hide it. Esha moved through the ruins with one hand on the wall and the other on her scanner. The stone was cold, but not dead. It carried marks from many civilizations, one built over another, like layers of memory. Some doors were too tall for any known species. Some halls were too narrow for bodies, but full of handprints. The deeper Esha walked, the less the ruins made sense. Her scanner could date the upper city. It could date the buried streets below it. But below the third layer, the numbers stopped behaving. The device did not say the ruins were old. It said they were older than the planet's current crust. Esha smiled despite herself. That, she whispered, is rude. Sen Odrik followed 3 steps behind her. He was Son-Kyle, a keeper of living memory, calm and quiet, with pale metallic eyes and thin lines across his skin like silver writing. He did not like Tharuun-Mel. Esha could feel it in the way he avoided looking too long at the walls. "You are very quiet," she said. Sen answered, "This place is remembering incorrectly." Esha glanced back. Places do not remember. Sen looked at the dark corridor ahead. That is what missing things want you to believe. Esha wanted to make a joke. She did not. Somewhere below them, stone shifted without sound. They found the sealed door beneath a collapsed temple chamber. It was hidden behind 3 false walls and a layer of volcanic glass that should have taken years to cut through. Someone had not wanted this chamber found. The door itself was black stone, smooth except for 13 faint vertical lines carved near the center. Esha raised her scanner. The device flashed once, then went dark. Sen stepped back. "Do not open it." Esha looked at him. That was almost fear. Sen's voice stayed low. "No, recognition." Esha placed her hand on the first line. The stone warmed under her fingers. The door opened. The chamber beyond was not a tomb, it was a record. Its walls were covered in carvings from floor to ceiling. Maps, bodies, ships, lines of symbols Esha had never seen before. At first, she thought they showed many species. Then her light moved across the central wall, and she stopped breathing. The figures carved there were human. Not close to human, not almost human, human. 2 arms, 2 legs, familiar faces, familiar hands. Esha knew human history well enough to know the problem. These carvings were older than humanity's place in galactic records. They were older than the first confirmed human expansion. They were older than they had any right to be. Around every human figure were 13 vertical lines. Beneath the largest figure was a number carved again and again. 150. Esha whispered it out loud. 150? Sen closed his eyes. His memory lines glowed faintly. Esha turned to him. "Do you know what it means?" Sen did not answer at first. His face had gone still, but one tear moved down his cheek. Esha had never seen a Son-Kyle cry without memory. "Sen?" she asked. He opened his eyes. "I do not remember this." Esha looked at the tear. "Then why are you crying?" Sen stared at the human figures. "Because something in me does." Esha tried to record everything. The scanner rebuilt itself 3 times, then corrupted each file before it finished saving. The human shapes blurred on screen. The 13 lines became static. The number 150 vanished from every digital capture. Esha cursed softly and pulled out an old manual slate from her pack. No network, no archive link, no automatic correction, just stone dust and hand pressure. She began copying the symbols by hand. Sen watched the entrance. "We should leave." Esha did not look up. "We just found proof that human history is wrong." Sen said, "No, we found proof that someone changed what history is allowed to remember." A sound came from the corridor above them. Not falling stone, not wind, movement. Esha killed her light. Sen stepped beside her. Far above, 2 pale beams moved across the upper chamber. Someone else had entered the ruins. Esha whispered, "Security." Sen listened. "No, they are too quiet." The beams moved closer. Esha pressed the manual slate against her chest. On the wall behind her, the largest human carving seemed to catch the little light that remained. For 1 second, the eyes in the stone looked alive. Then a voice came from Esha's dead scanner. It was not hers. It was not Sen's. It said, "Do not let the 150th die alone." The chamber began to shake. Dust fell from the ceiling in thick gray sheets. The sealed door behind them started closing by itself. Esha grabbed Sen's arm. "Move!" They ran through the lower corridor as the ruins folded around them. Behind them, the pale lights entered the chamber. One of the unknown figures shouted, but the words broke into static. Esha and Sen slipped through a crack in the wall moments before the black stone door sealed again. Outside, under the ash-colored sky of Tharuun-Mel, Esha looked at her manual slate. The symbols were still there. The human figure, the 13 lines, the number 150. Her digital records were gone. Her hand copy had survived. At dawn, the official Tharuun-Mel archive updated itself. The chamber was not listed. The sealed door was not listed. Esha's scanner said she had spent the night mapping empty stone. Sen's travel record said he had never entered the lower ruins. But Esha still had the slate, and Sen still had the tear dried on his face. He looked at the copied human figure and said, "This is not a prediction." Esha nodded slowly. "No." Her voice was quiet now, less excited, more afraid. Predictions point forward. She looked back at the buried city. Somewhere below, the sealed chamber waited in the dark. This points back. A new line appeared on the edge of her manual slate, written in clean letters she had not carved. Nharven Archives, physical trace preserved. Esha did not breathe for several seconds. Then she read the final line beneath it. The ruins did not predict humanity, they remembered it.